Hey guys, we're at the terminal phase of trucking. There's no recovery from here. I got my not tomorrow, but the day after that, I got my license test. So, all right. So I'm gonna do my pre-trip inspection right now. So I'm gonna set you up a couple times, and then I'm gonna tear you down because I need you to come into the engine compartment with me and do some other stuff. Okay. Let's see if my angle's good here. Yeah, it could be better. All right. All right, so walk up. Start with clearance lights. They've not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Amber color, clear. Not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Not missing its bolts. The mirror itself has not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Clean and clear. So it's driver view. The headlights. They serve as high and low beams. They're not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, clean and clear, white in color. Turn signal and marker lights. They're not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, clean and clear, amber in color. Operate as turn signal, marker lights, and four-way flashers. Well, just got myself with my own stick. License plate, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, not missing any of its nuts and bolts. Then I have to go underneath the truck. I gotta make sure that there's no puddles or leakage of like power steering, fluid, oil. I also need to make sure there's no lean. That would indicate that tire pressure is low on one of the tires, that the load is shifting, or that there's a problem with suspension. And that'll be it for walk-up approach. Alright, so section A is the engine compartment. Section A, engine compartment. So I'm going to bring you guys up with me so you can see better. Alright, so this guy's the alternator. It's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, not missing any of its nuts or bolts. It's belt driven. The belt has no more than 3/4 of an inch of play. The hoses the wiring connected to it has no cuts or tears. There's no exposed wire. It's secured on both ends by clamps, and that'll be it for that. The water pump right here, it's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. There's no leaks. It's belt driven. The belt has no more than 3/4 of an inch of play. The hoses connected to it have no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. Properly mounted and secure on both ends with clamps, and no leaks. And that'll be it for this side. This is the passenger side, section A. We're going to move on to the driver's side over here. Driver's side. Start with the air compressor. It's not been broken or cracked. Properly mounted and secure, not missing any of its nuts or bolts. The wire, it's not leaking, and it's gear driven. The wiring on the air compressor has no cuts or tears. Is not showing any exposed wires, and it's secured on both ends by clamps. The power steering right here. Well, I should cover the linkage. The linkage has not been broken or cracked as well. Properly mounted and secure on both ends with clamps. No leaks. The power steering down there is not been broken or cracked. It's properly mounted and secure. The wiring connected to and from it has no cuts or tears. has no exposed wires, secure on both ends with clamps. Then we got to move on to our liquids, starting off with coolant. Coolant reservoir has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, has no leaks. It's not missing any of its nuts and bolts. The cap is on and is secure and tight. The cap itself has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, no leaks. The hoses connected to it have no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, and properly mannered and secure on both ends with clamps. Power steering reservoir has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, has no leaks, has all its nuts and bolts. The cap on it has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure and tight on the reservoir. The hoses coming to and from it have no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, properly mannered and secure on both ends with clamps. Then the washer fluid has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, has no leaks, has all its nuts and bolts. Cap on it is tight. It's not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, no leaks. The hoses connecting to it, this hose, I believe, has no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, properly mannered and secure, both ends with clamps and no leaks. Then the oil, I would describe checking the oil. I would say that the oil dipstick has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure. Then I would describe checking the oil. I would take the oil dipstick out, I would clean it, I would put it back in, and then I would take it back out and check the oil level. Make sure it's in between the add and fill lines within manufactured specifications. The trans dipstick, I would do the same, except I would do it with the engine running. Then we're going to move on to this stuff, the steering gearbox. Steering gearbox has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, has nuts and bolts all around, has no leaks. The hoses coming to and from it have no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, properly mannered and secure on both ends with clamps, no leaks. The pitman arm and drive link, they're not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure on both ends. They have castle keys, or castle nuts and cotter pins, which are not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, and all present and accounted for, as well as a rubber bushing that has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, properly mannered and secure. The tire rod has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure on both ends. The leaf spring mount has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, has all its nuts and bolts. The leaf springs are not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure. No shifting leaves, no missing leaves. The U-bolt has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, has all its nuts and bolts. Then we're going to move on to the brakes. I'm going to set this up to where it's easier for me. Hose has no abrasion, bulges, cuts, properly mannered and secure, no leaks, clamps on both ends. The brake chamber has is not broken or cut, properly mannered and secure, no leaks. The slack adjuster and push rod are not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure. The cotter pin is present. It is mounted at a 90-degree configuration, and there is no more than an inch of pull with all brakes disengaged. The shock has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, no leaks, has all of its nuts and bolts. Brake drum has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure, no foreign debris, no blue discoloration, no grease. The brake shoe has not been broken or cracked, properly mannered and secure. The pad life material, it has at least 1/4, it has no less than 1/4 of an inch of pad life material. The tire wall has no abrasion, bulges, or cuts. Inside, this saves time, I forgot to do it. Inside, outside tire wall has no abrasions. I'm jumping around, hold on. The rim, inside, outside rim, has not been broken or cut, properly mounted and secure, has no broken welds or repairs. Inside, outside tire wall has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure, no leaks. The tire face for front axle has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure, no leaks. The tire tread depth is no less than 4/32 of an inch, and I would check that by using a tire tread depth gauge, and it is evenly worn. Lug nuts are not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, all present and accounted for. No shiny metal, no rust streakage. Hub seal has not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, no leaks. Cap is present. Tire stem valve, it's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, no leaks, has its cap. I would check the tire pressure by using a tire pressure gauge and making sure that it's filled to at least manufactured specification. And that'll be it for Section A. Section A, Section A. What up, killer? Were you giggling at me?
No.
I heard something shuffling around here. You want to talk to the cam? Tell them you're the OG face of AAA CDL? Who are they going to do the new video if they shoot it? Are they going to do you again?
Is it Marvin, right?
Marvin. Fuel tank, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, has no leaks. The metal straps are not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. The rubber that prevents metal to metal contact has no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure. The fuel cap has not been broken or cut, properly mounted and secure, no leaks. The safety chain is not cut or torn, it's properly mounted and secure. The rubber bushing on the inside of the cap has no abrasion, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure, no leaks. The hoses, should probably bring you in for that. Probably should. Hoses have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure on both ends with clamps, no leaks. The wiring is not cut or torn, doesn't show any exposed wires. It is properly mounted and secure on both ends. And we'll move on to driver's side. I'm gonna lie. There's someone watching this. Alright, marker light is not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, amber in color, clean and clear. Operates as marker light. The roller has not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. There's no broken welds or repairs or major holes. The door latch has not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Because the door opens and closes properly, that also means that the door latch works. It's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, has all its nuts and bolts. You can see this. Let's bring it here. Door hinges, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Not missing any of its nuts and bolts. Window stripping, there's no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure. Steps have been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. They don't have any foreign debris that I can slip on, and they have all their nuts and bolts. Then on to this section of the tractor. Catwalk and steps, going to just do it right away. Not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Has no foreign debris that I can slip on or either. All nuts and bolts are present. Tractor frame has not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Has no broken welds or repairs. Drive shaft, gotta pick you up so you can see. Oh man. Drive shaft has not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. The U-joints are not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. No foreign debris. The exhaust not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Not missing any nuts and bolts. No carbon soot leak. Then on to, make sure I'm not missing anything. This is where coupling starts too, so I get confused. Okay, splash guard not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Not missing its nuts and bolts. This is going to be tricky. I don't even know if I want to do it here. No, I'm not going to do it here because it's a splash guard. I would call out the, if I pulled section B, I would go ahead and call out the brakes and the tires and all that. But the deal is the splash guard's kind of in the way. And I'm kind of doing it like I'm doing section D, so I'm just going to skip it for now. But we're going to go ahead and start over here. Flat mount, I've been broken or cracked, properly mounted, secure, has all its nuts and bolts. Mud flat itself has no breach, bulge, or cut, properly mounted, secure, has no more than an inch of distance from the road. Oh, got cross members. Not been broken or cut, properly mounted and secure. Here's the cross member. Not missing any of its nuts and bolts. Brake light, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted, secure, red in color, clean, clear. Operates as brake light. Four-way flasher, turn signal, marker light, reverse light, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. White in color, clean and clear. Operates as reverse light. And I think that'll be it for section B. We'll move on to section C. Section C. Maybe we'll do coupling. Do that, we'll do coupling. Airlines have no abrasions, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure both ends. No leaks. The glad hands not been broken or cut, properly mounted and secure. No leaks. The bushings on the glad hands, little rubber bushing in there. No abrasion, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure. No leaks. The electric line is not cut or torn. Doesn't have any exposed wires. Properly mounted and secure on both ends by safety latch. Safety latch itself has not been broken or cracked. Properly mounted and secure. There is a clearance between the lines and the catwalk or the tractor frame. This will make sure that it doesn't drag back and forth on the tractor frame or the catwalk and cause cuts or tears, abrasions, bulges, or cuts. So that's present. Fifth wheel. Fifth wheel apron. It's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, has no broken welds or repairs. Fifth wheel skid plate has not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, has no, is properly lubricated, has grease. Fifth wheel release arm, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, set to the locked position. The fifth wheel platform has not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Fifth wheel mounting bolts are not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. none missing. Fifth wheel mounting bracket, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Not missing any of its hardware, nuts and bolts. The fifth wheel kingpin, right up there. It's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Fifth wheel locking jaw, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Wrapped around the kingpin, lock position, and yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything on the fifth wheel. The very last part, it changed it on my boy Ilias here. There needs to be a clearance between the mud flap and the brake shoe, or the tractor in general. There is sufficient enough clearance that I am able to fully turn without the mud flap or the mud flap bracket making contact with the rest of the trailer. That's it for coupling. We move on to section C. Which is trailer. Trailer face is now been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Trailer side is now been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Trailer panels is now been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, not missing a major hole. Lights, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Emery color, clean and clear. British marker lights. DOT tag is wrapped around the vehicle, proper color, not cluttered color. Landing gear, it's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Landing gear support, it's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, not missing any nuts and bolts. Trailer frame, it's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure, no broken welds or repairs. Cross members are all accounted for, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. This part always trips me up. Torque bar, it's not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. I don't know if you guys can see that. See that? Torque bar is not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Torsion bar is not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. And then move you guys around again. Brake chamber not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. The hose connected to it has no abrasion bolts or cuts, properly mounted and secure on both ends with clamps, no leaks. Brake chamber has no leaks. Not missing any of its nuts and bolts. Oh, that's a big hole. Back under here, I guess. The slack adjuster, the push rod are not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Have all their cotter pins. Mounted at a 90-degree configuration, have no more than an inch of slack when pulled on, with all brakes disengaged. The suspension they could just hang out next to me. Kind of obstruct my view. Been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure on both ends. I'm missing any of its nuts and bolts. Leaf springs, these guys right here, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. No shifting leaves, no missing leaves. U-bolts are not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. Not missing any of its nuts and bolts. Go down here to the brake drum. not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. No blue discoloration, no foreign debris, no grease. Brake shoe, not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. The padlock material has no less than 1/4 of an inch, is no less than 1/4 of an inch present. Then we move on to the rims. Inside rim, outside rim, outside rim. Not been broken or cracked, properly mounted and secure. No broken welds or repairs. We got to mention the butt spacing. Butt spacing is sufficient. Inside, outside tire wall. No abrasion, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure. No leaks. Tire faces. No abrasion, bulges, or cuts, properly mounted and secure. No leaks. No less than 2/32 of an inch of depth. I would check that by using the tire tread depth gauge, and all faces are evenly worn. Now on to our last boy.